Hey, what's going on guys, my name is Gamertag and I'm back for your daily Fortnite video. In today's video I'll be sharing with you guys how you can in fact improve your aim in Fortnite Battle Royale. Now if you guys go in to enjoy today's video, a like would be very much appreciated. On the contrary, if you genuinely dislike today's video, then feel free to leave a dislike. Also, if you're new around here and would like to see more daily Fortnite content like this in the future, then feel free to subscribe as well as turning on those post notifications. With that out of the way, let's hop right into today's video. As I mentioned, we're going to be talking about aim and tricks you can use to actually improve your aim. There's three main aspects to becoming a really good Fortnite player, at least that's what I'd consider. Number one would be building, of course, and this is in no specific order. Number two would be having high IQ, and number three would be having decent aim and great gun skill. Building and great gun skill, basically aim, are two things that can be taught, and then IQ is something that comes with practice. So this video alone, I wanted to talk about one of the main aspects. So this video alone, I want to focus on one of the main aspects, that being aim, of course. There's a lot of different ways you can actually improve your accuracy and aim, so today's video I wanted to focus on that. Focus on any little thing you can do, whether that be minor or major adjustments that'll help you increase your accuracy overall, because as we know, accuracy is probably one of the things a lot of you guys are struggling with. Anyways, let's get right into this. So the first thing I want to talk about, which I find to be one of the most important aspects of improving your aim, is optimizing your sensitivity. Now, people always want to have higher sensitivities than what they're comfortable with, and although I disagree with it, it's kind of understandable, especially if you're someone who's ever tried to make YouTube videos or anything like that. And I guess the reason a lot of people have it higher than what they're comfortable with is because I guess it kind of makes it look like you're doing more than what you really are doing. Definitely makes it look better. You can probably turn on people faster and things like that, but overall you're hindering your overall accuracy. You're not helping it in the long run. Yeah, it might look like you can actually turn faster and obviously keep up with people that are flying through the air, but in general, it's not often that you're shooting people that are flying in the air at fast rates. You're typically shooting at people mid-range, close range, and with high sensitivity, it's not helping you. So we need to optimize our settings. The ones we're going to focus on is X and Y sensitivity, and then controller targeting sensitivity, and then lastly scope sensitivity, which probably isn't that important. Now the way to optimize your settings is basically what you want to do is you want to lower it from what it is right now. We're going to lower it initially about maybe a decimal place. So if you have your X and Y sensitivity set to a 0.5, then lower it to a 0.4. Obviously, if you have it set to a 0.7, lower it to a 0.6. Do this with all of your sensitivities. You'll probably, chances are, see an almost immediate improvement right after doing that. That's typically what happens. I know whenever I'm struggling with accuracy and I tend to miss a lot of my shots, I'll immediately lower it maybe half to one full decimal place, and it'll improve literally in seconds. So again, lower it from what it is right now, either half a decimal place or a full decimal place, and I can almost guarantee it'll improve. If for whatever reason it makes it way worse, then raise it from what it was originally, maybe half a decimal place, and that might make it better. Kind of juggle these back and forth, go increasing and decreasing, and eventually you'll find your sweet spot in your comfort zone, and this is what we want to actually stay at. So this is what I've always done for all my settings. This is what a lot of competitive and just overall pretty good Fortnite players do for their settings alone. Again, do this for all your sensitivity settings. That's going to be X and Y sensitivity, targeting sensitivity, and scope sensitivity. You can also do this with building and editing sensitivity, believe it or not. So this is how you can in fact optimize your own sensitivity settings. For reference, my X and Y is set to a 0.70, and then my scope is set to a 0.567, and then my targeting sensitivity is set to a 0.280. So that's just for reference if you guys for whatever reason would like to replicate mine. Now, my previous videos talking about accuracy improvement and how you can go about doing it, I always talked about one of the ways to do it, and this was using the targeting ranges that were provided in Fortnite Battle Royale across the map. I'm pretty aware as of right now that these are no longer in the game for whatever reason, and if they are, they have changed locations to places I don't even know where they're at. So basically a replacement for that is actually something I find to be a lot better, and this is playing LTMs, and specifically LTMs like Team Rumble. Now the reason I'm such a huge advocate for this is because it gives you actual in-game experience by shooting players that are moving around and such. And at the same time, the players that play Team Rumble, no offense if you constantly play Team Rumble, but the players that pretty much play Team Rumble most of the time are very below average players, and I mean like actually like terrible players, like no skins. So basically it's like targeting practice at this point. Nobody's ever really shooting back, they're unaware of where shots are coming from, and they're just running around like chickens with their heads cut off. So basically again, it's just like targeting practice. You can play very aggressive and go up to them with shotguns and practice your targeting or accuracy with shotguns. You could do this with ARs and stay in medium distance, or you can do this with long range and use like a sniper and hide out in a tree. Again, most players will not shoot back just because of how bad they are, and if they do, chances are they're not going to land a shot on you. So it's literally like targeting practice at this point. I personally love Team Rumble. I don't typically include it in gameplay because they're not that interesting, but they are a lot of fun if you're playing, and again, they can help you improve your accuracy a lot. And also, it's a great way to warm up in Fortnite. So again, LTMs, specifically LTMs like Team Rumble, is definitely what you want to focus on if you're really trying to improve your aim or trying to warm up even. Now, the next trick I'm going to be sharing with you guys is kind of related to the previous one. However, it's actually literally target practice, and this is going to be creative mode maps that are pre-created by other players to help you increase your aim, and just warm up courses to obviously improve your accuracy. So basically, there's literally hundreds of these. I'll put a couple on the screen right here, and the codes for them specifically are either going to be on the screen right now or in the description or even in both. And these are, again, intended to help you increase your accuracy. That's the main purpose of these. So basically, all you want to do is go to creative, spawn in, and then you want to basically change one of the rift destinations to the codes on the screen. You can then go inside of it, and basically there's going to be different scenarios that are set up. There's going to be either test dummies or the called sentries in the game that are going to be either medium, close range, or even far range, and you're gonna have to take shots at them. Sometimes they also include boxes, typically red, on a wall or somewhere in the distance, and this is basically your target. These are really helpful in terms of accuracy. Even if it does not seem like it, I recommend you try at least once or twice, and I guarantee you'll see an improvement. So again, these put you in different scenarios. Sometimes it'll be close range, sometimes it'll be medium range, sometimes it'll be long range. Sometimes it'll make you do an edit play before taking the shot, as that's something we typically come across in game. And then there's even one that I like specifically that I tend to talk about in these videos, where it actually has you run on an ice block, or I guess you call them a chiller, and you're sliding actually down a platform on ice. So you're moving at a pretty fast rate, and there's going to be these squares that again are pretty much targets that are placed across the map or on the other side of the room, and you have to take shots at them while moving on ice. So you guys can see they definitely put you in odd and uncomfortable scenarios that'll definitely help you increase your accuracy. Obviously, if you can perfect your accuracy while sliding off a chiller at a fast rate, then it'll be like literal second nature to take shots at someone when you're not sliding on ice and they're kind of standing still. So this I really am a huge advocate for as well, just like every other trick in today's video. So I really recommend you try this out for yourselves. Again, the creative codes were on the screen, and I'll probably put them in the description as well. Now we have two more tricks in today's video. The next one is actually going to be the level at which you hold your crosshair. This is something I guarantee probably at least 97% of people watching this video actually struggle with this and are unaware that they struggle with it. Now what I mean by holding your crosshairs at the proper spot. So basically, a lot of times, specifically with shotguns alone, when you're in a shotgun battle, you'll find yourself actually getting shots for 8 damage or 20 damage, and your opponent is landing these really ridiculous shots of well over 100, and sometimes even getting one-shot eliminations when you have 200 health. And people are always wondering as of why that's happening, what they can do to fix that. Now, you can really not do much to prevent the other player from hitting you for that much besides placing up walls for defense, but you can actually help yourself to increase the amount of damage you're doing. And this is by optimizing where you hold your crosshairs at. So we want to kind of predict where, if someone was to run up on us, where their heads would be in front of us. And this is where we want to hold our crosshairs. This way, basically, whenever someone runs up out of nowhere or we're in a shotgun battle, we automatically have our crosshair on their head or upper chest area where it'll deal significant damage. A lot of times people have it a lot lower, and I find myself doing this to this date, and I typically will try to fix it myself. And it's just comfortable. I completely understand it. So basically, we want to raise it just a little bit from where it is. Again, kind of like imagine if someone were to run up on you, where their head would be, or their upper chest or neck, and this is where we want to put our crosshairs at. This way, because if someone runs up on us, we already have it where we need to take a shot at. We can take the shot and probably get a one-shot elimination or deal an extremely significant amount of damage. Now, on the contrary, if you had it a lot lower or higher, it'll basically take you longer to put your crosshair where you want it to be for significant damage. And if you're to take your shot when it's lower, you're going to deal a body shot, a leg shot, or even a foot shot, and get these low numbers of like 20 to 30 or 40 or maybe even lower. Plus, if you do have decent accuracy and you're able to actually do a flick shot, basically take it from what it is when you typically hold your crosshairs there and then increase it or raise it right where you need to be on their head and then take a shot. If the other player already has their crosshair on your head, you're not going to have time actually to raise your crosshair and put it on their head. You're going to get shot immediately and probably get a one-shot elimination off on you. So again, raise your crosshair or lower it depending upon how you have it now, and try to imagine where the other player or opponent's head would be if you were to come to a close range battle and try to keep it here. Trust me, at first it's going to feel really weird and not natural, but over time, you'll typically just hold it here at all times and it's going to be comfortable for you. And our last trick is going to be talking about aim assist and how to use it to our advantage, especially for controller players. Now I'm going to give a very general blanket statement on basically what this is and how we can use it to our advantage. If I were to go in all the mechanics, it would take forever to explain it. So basically aim assist, and when we abuse it, whenever we press left trigger or L2 to aim in, it'll typically lock onto the player, and we need to use this to our advantage. So typically when you aim, you'll click left trigger or L2 once, and then keep it like that, so you'll get one snap or one shot on them, and if you're close enough again, it'll lock onto their body and it's an immediate shot, guaranteed shot. So that's typically what we do. When we aim in, it'll automatically snap onto them, and of course we keep our sights aimed in, and then we have to control it ourselves. So what we can do to actually increase or abuse aim assist is to spam left trigger or L2, and this is a rhythm you really need to get used to. So you basically press left trigger in, and the second it snaps onto their body or close to them, you'll take a shot and then repeat the process. It'll pretty much always land on their body after a couple attempts, no matter which way they move, and this of course is going to give us guaranteed shots and increase our accuracy tenfold. It's literally amazing how much this can help and almost unbelievable. So again, spamming L2 or left trigger, and basically the rhythm we want to do is we want to press left trigger in and then take the shot right after. Let go of left trigger, do the same thing, press left trigger in and take the shot right after, and this is basically the rhythm or technique we're going to be using in order to abuse aim assist. We've all seen the game clips of people abusing aim assist, especially on controller on PC, and although it's actually been nerfed a little bit, it's still very useful using this trick overall. So I know we've all seen the really skilled controller players on Fortnite, whether they be YouTubers or Twitch streamers or pro Fortnite players, where they're spamming L2 or left trigger and they're aiming in and out, and people are always wondering why other players are doing that, and that this is the reason they're abusing aim assist. Not really abusing it, but using it to their advantage. So that's all the tricks of today's video to help you guys improve your aim in Fortnite overall. If you guys enjoyed today's video, a like would be very much appreciated. On the contrary, if you genuinely dislike today's video, then feel free to leave a dislike. Also, if you're new around here and would like to see more daily Fortnite content like this in the future, then feel free to subscribe, as well as turning on those post notifications. Anyways, my name is InTheGamerTag. Thank you all for watching today's video. I really hope it helped you guys, and I'll see you tomorrow. Adios.